G'day, this is Central Coast Newspaper's weekly news, 5 at 5 for the third week of March 2023. In the bulletin this week, electioneering heating up, nurses to sue state government, local bees in big trouble, Mariners' Mudgee mojo, autumn gardening news and Chef Daniel's Bush Tucker Barramundi.
This podcast has been supported by iFix Electronics of Erina. Phones, tablets and computers. Just call 1300 113 522. Talk to Ben. He's the data recovery specialist.
Now, with just over a week to go before the March 25 state election, ballot positions have been drawn and the major parties are vying for votes with pledges galore. The Central Coast 5 electorates will field a total of 25 candidates, with a variety of smaller parties and independents challenging the Liberals and the Labor Party for the seats of Gosford, Terrigal, the Entrance, Wyong and Swansea. Of the region's 5 seats, all but one are currently held by the ALP, with Terrigal's incumbent Liberal member Adam Crouch. Also fighting to retain their seats will be Labor's Liesl Tesh for Gosford, David Meehan for the Entrance and Yasmin Catley for Swansea. And sitting Labor member David Harris for Wyong is almost guaranteed to retain his seat, with the last-minute disendorsement of Liberal candidate Matthew Squires on Monday. Head over to our website's dedicated election section for details of all the pledges and plans, and see next week's newspaper for a full rundown of candidates in all 5 Central Coast electorates. Now, dozens of healthcare workers rallied outside Gosford Hospital on Thursday morning as the Nurses and Midwives Association confirmed it would file a major prosecution case in the Supreme Court against the state of New South Wales for what they say is widespread and repeated staffing breaches of the Public Health System Nurse and Midwives Award. We spoke with nurse organiser Kelly Faulkner.
It's a great concern. I mean, we've got patients that are falling over because we don't have the staff there. We've got patients developing pressure areas because they're not getting the care they need. They're not getting toileted. They're not getting fed. They're not getting showered. They're missing basic human needs. Their basic human rights are not being met. And we're being told constantly by our state government that it's a world-class health system. It's not. They need to come down here on the floor and see what it's like.
Now, Central Coast bee industry people have been struck another devastating blow with 5 new areas infested with varroa mite and an expansion of the Central Coast eradication zone further south. The New South Wales Department of Primary Industries varroa mite response team has issued a new emergency order for the expanded zone effective from Monday this week. Varroa mite has been now detected in Yarramalong, Woy Woy, Coolywong, Umina Beach and Horsefield Bay. The department will commence euthanasing all managed beehives and equipment on the infested premises in the eradication's red zone with the assistance of owners. Now, the Mariners' Mudgee move was a great success, is proving to be a marvellous place for the Central Coast team to play football. This year's tour to the inland wine region last weekend yielded a 4-1 win over MacArthur FC on Saturday. The Mariners' big win secured not only the victory but also the much-needed 3 match points as the side builds back up the Osizu Ute A-League men's ladder to the 3rd spot just behind Adelaide and Melbourne City. The team heads south to play Melbourne Victory on Sunday afternoon.
It was a tough game. The first half was very hot for both sets of players and it was a very slow game. But once that breeze came, second half, I thought it was a lot better for the players and you saw that with the energy from both teams. And we managed to get the decisive goals and then after that it was we could have run away with it.
Now let's check out what's happening in the garden.
I'm Sherilyn Darcy and this is the Gardening News. A frog habitat workshop is being held at Summersby with Swamp, Arc Entotech and Raptor Reptiles. It's on from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the 18th of March. Tickets are available from Eventbrite. Musical Kids in the Garden at Swamp Tuggerah is on again this Friday the 31st of March. It's best suited for those children who are 1 to 6 years of age. Tickets are available at Eventbrite. Permy Kids nature-based activities in the garden for 8 to 12-year-olds at Kilcare is on Wednesdays from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. SMS or call Anna on 0407 591 278 for details and bookings.
All of this week's 42 local stories can be found on our local news website, coastcommunitynews.com.au, and in this week's newspaper, now out on Thursdays. And listen to our bulletins each morning on local radio 93.3 FM, or find us on your mobile phones, Google News and Apple News apps. And of course, you can follow all our lovely socials for updates. Now, we leave you this week with a taste of bush tucker with Chef Daniel's new guest, local bush tucker expert Jake Kassar. The two cook up a native food treat of barramundi with warrigal greens and native berries. Now, the full recipe is in this week's paper, or head over to our YouTube channel to get the highly entertaining Studio Kitchen program.
The olive oil is going to help that skin fry, the salt's going to help flavour it, but more importantly, what we want to do is we want to flip it around. I want to do it again. Right? A lot of people go, no, we'll do one side. No, do both sides. I heard you're a little bit of a budding cook yourself.
Oh, I try to keep that quiet.
Yeah.
I don't mind other people cooking for me. I think I prefer that. I'm usually out doing the hunting and the foraging and the gathering, but I don't mind getting in there with the camp oven and cooking up.
I'm David Abrahams for Central Coast Newspapers. Have a great weekend, and thanks again for tuning in.